Hey everyone, this is StrongestSquirrel. Welcome to the Cannon Guide. So today we're just going to be going over some general cannon tips, specific things like true combos, what are good approaches, good reads off of different types of dodges, strings that you can do if they're not dodging or if you've caught a dodge. We're going to go over kill options and yeah, just general tips about it. Then right at the end I'll have specific weapon counters for each other weapon, and yeah, let's get into it. So for true combos, your most important true combos come off of D-Light. D-Light is a good approach tool, not as good as some of the other moves on Cannon's kit, but if you do hit it you can get some good follow-ups. The most important true combo is probably D-Light Dare. D-Light Dare is very useful in building up damage and for putting the enemy off stage and setting up edge guards. We've also got D-Light Nair. This is your kill option. It starts the kill at around 150 damage on a small Brawlhalla. This can change depending if you gravity cancel it, but it is much harder to hit gravity cancel because sometimes the D-Light will hit the very top of the hitbox, and then if you jump your Nair will miss, just like that. There is a counter for that where you can just hit the Nair while falling, but that's very difficult to do in game and very inconsistent, so it's better to rather just go for the jump and just hope that it'll hit. But hitting it grounded, it will always hit if you do it correctly, and it will kill at around 150. Then there is D-Light Sare is true, but this is only at very early healths and it's not as useful as the other options. You see there we can hit a true. The only time this is useful is around 50 damage or 60 damage. If you hit a GC D-Light, you can Sare into recovery all true. Very situational in game, but can be useful. There you see we just hit a true. You also have some more specific true combos that aren't very useful in game, but if you really want to you can use them. There is D-Light, GC N-Light, and all of these are at 0 health. And there is also a specific one that you can do with higher dexterity cannon legends like Lin Fei or Sentinel, where you can D-Light reverse sidelight. So now we're going to talk about different approaches. As said before, D-Light is a good approach because it has true combo potential. However, D-Light is a little bit of a more difficult move to hit in neutral game, so your two main approaches are Sidelight and N-Light. These both have very good reads after them if you can figure out the person's dodge, and you can get a lot of damage off. Sidelight especially has quite a lot of range. If you dash forward in Sidelight, you can cover quite a lot of the stage, and N-Light is very fast and hits very close by, so it's a good spacing tool. Another option is to dash jump Dare. Dare is a very safe move. It's very hard to punish and it has quite a big hitbox, and it can also lead to some follow-ups, just like Sidelight. Alright, now we'll go over different strings, and these strings will also be used when you are punishing dodges. This is the string you'll perform afterwards. So there's a variety of strings. There's two main ones that I use especially, depending on if I hit them with an N-Light or with a Sidelight. If it's an N-Light, then you can Sare, and then if they're still on stage like that, you see that was just close to stage, you can Sidelight like that. Alright, so what we're doing is we're N-Lighting, Sare, and then if you're still on stage you Sidelight. So Sare, Sidelight like that, and then obviously you can continue it on with, after your Sidelight you jump Sare and then recovery. And you saw it just killed. So we'll go over later the side light Sair string. If they are not on stage, so for example, if I hit them like this and it'll knock them off stage and I'm off stage so I can't hit the side light, then you just go straight for the recovery. Like that. Up until 70 damage, N-Light Sair recovery is unjumpable. You saw there it's 4 dodge frames. That's unjumpable. So if we set the bot to jump react, there we go, it's unjumpable. That goes up to 70 damage. After 70 damage, so let's go to like 90 damage, your Sair won't be able to hit anymore if they jump. Even if you chase dodge it forwards, it won't hit. So an important part to note about cannon in general is a lot of your moves can benefit from a chase dodge afterwards. This will help you to keep following up after the person and allow some strings to be more consistent. For example, here if I just N-Light recovery, it's a 16 dodge frame window. But if you chase dodge it forwards, it's 15 and it can go even lower. But yeah. So chase dodging after each moves, chasing down your opponent, very important. Especially because you have so much sideways momentum, it is very important to be chase dodging around the place. 0 to death using this string is the string I just showed, and then after the recovery you chase dodge up and then Sair again. This is a very dangerous attempt at a 0 to death because it will leave you with barely any options. However, it can look very flashy. A better option in terms of being more safe as well as still getting the damage, however maybe not getting the 0 to death, would be after recovery you nair instead of Sair. Another risky 0 to death that you can try is after your recovery or your Sair, you can GC a side light and then do another Sair. Another option is if they are at a little bit higher health, after your recovery, you can do the same option. Another great read is if you N-Light and hit them off stage, a chase dodge ground pound will catch nearly every option. For example, if they jump after you hit them, if they neutral dodge after you hit them, if they dodge up after you hit them, if they dodge in after you hit them. This one's a little trickier because you have to hit the N-Light and not chase dodge as far. There we go. And it'll also catch a variety of others, such as a up and in dodge. But yeah, this is a great follow-up tool and can lead to some very early KOs because you can ground pound and then dare afterwards if you read their movement well. In terms of kill options, juggling with Nair is great. Nair has quite a lot of force, and obviously D-Light Nair should be your go-to kill option. However, if that's not being hit, recoveries up here in the air will hit them, Nairs, and other than that, edge guards with Sair and Dare are the way to go. Let's go over reads after N-Light first. If they spot dodge, you can just N-Light again. If they dodge up, you can do a little bit fancy, but yeah, it's fun and can lead to some good follow-ups, is a GC N-Light. Obviously a lot of these reads and the punishes can be interchangeable, so use them how you see fit. If they dodge in, you can just turn around N-Light. If they dodge down, you can just N-Light again. If they dodge out, you can just move forward, end light again. And for any of these up dodges, you can do the same gravity cancel read, just turned around or moved forward. These can also be interchanged with any of the side light reads. So if we hit side light on a neutral dodge, you can just side light again. And if you hit it with an up dodge, you can gravity cancel side light. If you hit an in dodge, you can turn around side light. Down, you just side light again. Out, you dash forward side light. Oops. And any of the up dodges, you can just keep gravity cancelling side light. Now the best string to punish these dodge catches we'll go over now. Alright, so let's say they're neutral dodge, you've hit the side light. Now you know the read after that is the side light again, but what do you do then? So if you have a lot of stage, for example, if we move the bot over here, you can get a ton of damage because you can side light, wait, side light, D-light, Sair. All of that was unjumpable and true. So side light, there, side light. So that you see he went off stage there, so obviously it wouldn't work. But side light there, side light there, recovery. All of that is unjumpable and true. If you, however, do not have so much stage, let's say you hit them close to the edge here, then instead you do side light there, recovery. Now at white health, this will not hit true. You'll see it misses there. So you have to hit that at a higher health. If you are at white health, you can instead do a gravity cancel side light there. It's dangerous, but it is unjumpable and will kill. If they are damaged, however, then the side light there recovery will kill. These reads off of S light and N light are the same for if you hit a dare on stage. You can read all the dodges the same way. However, when it becomes interesting is when you hit dare off stage. You can either gravity cancel N light for if they dodge diagonally, or if they dodge directly up, you can then GC N light. If they dodge in or they dodge down, you can ground pound after the dare. So if they dodge down, you can ground pound. And if they dodge up, you can GC N light. Alright, some final general tips. On stage ground pound is a great mix up option. It catches a lot of people off guard and has quite a big hitbox. If we show hitboxes here, it hits in a wide area around it, and can be great for punishing people that are playing flat on the ground. Another thing is that side light does not go as far as you think. Side light is a very important combo starter or string starter for cannon, so you'll be fishing for side light a lot. However, it doesn't go as far as you think. If you saw there, I was right next to the Bodvar and it does not hit. So a lot of the time you'll have to dash in side light, as it greatly increases your range and will make your hits more consistent. Another tip is to not just approach with side light all the time. Obviously mix up your different attacks, but approach with movement as well. From here, you can't hit the Bodvar even with a dash side light. So instead, you should dash in and either threaten them so that they will give you stage control, or now that you're close, you can hit the S light. When coming back to stage, Sair is obviously your best option for if you are far away, for covering the distance quickly. However, in very specific scenarios, specifically if you are in 2v2s, if you Sair and then Nair, it will delay your fall by slightly more. So you will cover less distance. However, if you know you cannot make it back to stage, Sailing and then nairing is good to give your partner time to come and save you. Nair is also a great saving tool in 2v2s to save your partner. Alright, let's move on to specific weapon counters. Hammer. Hammer is a good matchup for cannon. You outrange them when you're on the ground, as you outrange their side light with your side light, and their end light with your end light. In the air, you have more movement, and so you can punish their whiffed sares and dares quite easily. Sword has a better ground play than cannon. Sword S light is extremely good. Sword D light is very good. So instead, you should focus on air moves. Sair will beat out their Sair, and your dare is a very good approach tool, especially for sword, as it is a area that sword does not cover well. Katars you are very strong against. You outrange them on the ground, and if they are too close to you, N-Light is a very good tool for catching. If they are playing very floaty, Side Light catches high up in the air, and Nair is a great juggling tool. If they have gauntlets, they'll probably use Side Light as their main string starter and neutral game. The counter to Side Light is to hit them afterwards when they are in the air. Your Side Light is a great option to punish this. N-Light will not catch, as they will be in the air. If they are floating, your Nair will outrange their dare and will keep you safe. Against Lance, Lance has a better side area than yours, and so you'll have to wait it out and then punish it. Wait for them to whiff, and then you can Sair them or Side Light. If they are playing very floaty, you can again punish with Nair and Side Light. Getting above Lance is very important. Above Lance, only their recovery and their Nair can hit you, and these are easily outranged or punished. Dare is a great option, as recovery is their main diagonal hitbox, and they would be prone not to use recovery, as if you catch it out, you are most likely to get an edge guard on them. Then guns, or blasters. This is one of Cannon's tougher matchups. Guns outrange and outprioritize you. It makes it very hard to hit N-Light or Side Light, because their neutral light catches just here. And it becomes very hard to hit them. It also, your D-Light can sometimes outprioritize. If you wait perfectly to dodge in between, that's also a good option. Baiting out their D-Light is your best option. D-Light is a very slow move and a very punishable move by them, and if they D-Light, you can jump over and you can D-Light, or many other options. A way to do this is to float just above the ground here, as Blasters players are very prone to do D-Light, as it is one of their combo starters. After they D-Light, you can Sair in, you can do lots of things. Scythe, these are both string weapons. You will out-prioritize most of their moves if you get your attack out first. However, against high dexterity legends like Volkov, they can keep attacking, and this can make it very hard to pressure. Dare covers a good place to attack them. Most Scythe players like to approach with either Side Light or a Dare, so if you are above them and you are daring, then they won't be able to hit you with those moves. In these matches, dodge reads are extremely important, because whoever gets the dodge read first between the cannon player and the Scythe player will most likely win the matchup. Axe, Side Light is Axe's most dangerous weapon. It covers a lot of space and it has true combos after it. You can either try and bait it out and then dash in Side Light or N Light, or you can stay above the Side Light. D-Light from Axe is a very good coverage option. However, not a lot of Axe players utilize it to its full potential. axe players tend to throw out attacks very often, so waiting out their attacks and then punishing them is normally a good option. A general tip against spear for every weapon is to play more grounded or to minimize your jump reactions. Spear D-Light is extremely good at catching jumps, so after you get hit, you should not be jumping ever because you will be getting caught out with D-Light. Spear's anti-air is very strong, so with their nair and recovery, so you want to stay more grounded against Spear, where they have N-Light, which is fast, but their side light is very slow, and you should be able to punish that. Then, if they have Greatsword, this is also, like Scythe, a very read-focused weapon. So ensure that you are able to get your dodge reads before they get a read of your dodges. Make sure you're switching up your dodges. Greatsword is heavily ground-focused. It has a very good air kit, but not a lot of follow-up options after its air kit. So ensure that you stay in the air, use a lot of dare and sare. A lot of times, Greatsword players, even if they miss their first attack, they will then still do the bridge attack afterwards. So wait for this and go behind and punish them. Orb is basically sword but with better anti-air and a worse ground game. So you should stay more grounded against Orb than you do against sword. Orb's combo starter is Sidelight. It's a very short range move, so staying just out of range and then dashing in and enlighting is a good option. Bow has a great grounded kit. Its Sidelight and D-Light are both extremely good options. N-Light is also very good, however it does cover more anti-air than ground. You should stay in the air more against Bow, as their D-Light is extremely hard to punish and very quick. However, you can stay relatively low in the air because D-Light hits only a very specific spot. Most of their air moves will hit close by, like Nair and Sare, so your air moves will outrange them, so approaching with Sare when they're in the air is semi-safe. That will about wrap it up for the cannon guide. I hope you guys enjoyed and at least learned something. I'm open for questions if you want to message me personally on the Discord. I also coach cannon and a variety of other weapons, so look out for that in the coaching panel. I will also have a text version of this guide that I'll attach in the description so that you can make quick reference to it when needed. I hope you all have a great day and see you in game.